Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Vaishnavi ma'am. You can start with the session now. Just check your screen sharing and you can start.
Thank you, sir. Is the screen visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am,
you,
it
sir.
is.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, good evening, everyone. My name is Vaishnavi. I am working as a TGT in Indus Valley International School. I teach English. Today is the very first session which I'm going to take it as a resource person. Thanks to Ravi Kumar sir. Today we are going to talk about a topic which is called active learning, which is actually given by the CBSE, which comes under domain 2. Before getting into the session, I would like to elicit the answers from you all. What do you understand by the term active learning? Can anyone give me the answers? What do you understand by the term active learning? Miss Prapti? Yes? Am I audible? I couldn't get any answers here. Yes? Ravi sir, am I audible? I am unable to get any answers.
You are audible, ma'am. I think you need to ask your participants to engage more.
Yes, yes, yes. So here are some expectations, as you could see on the screen, dear participants. Um, very few. These are the minor things that we all have to follow when we attend the training session. Right? These are the minimum etiquettes that we all must follow. The first thing is be punctual. That means it is not that we have to be punctual on time and all. It is only for our purpose that we all have to be attentive in the session so that we will not miss any of the topics whatsoever it is. It could be active learning or it could be some X, some Y. Okay. And the minimum etiquette that we always have to do is we have to keep our videos on. It is the minimum respect that we show to the trainer, right? Then when we are not talking, I mean, when we are listening attentively to the session, we must mute ourselves. And when asked, as we all follow the classroom etiquettes, isn't it? So we ask the children to raise their hands only when they wanted to give the answer. The same way, we all have to mute ourselves only when we ask someone or when you have something to say. We can raise our hands, even we have that emojis facility. Then participate actively. That is what every trainer, every teacher, even we, the facilitators, also expect the same thing from the children, isn't it? We require each and every child to answer our questions promptly. Am I correct? I request a thumbs up if it is right. Right. So participate actively, respect everyone. When we are into a session, we shouldn't We shouldn't bully others. Of course, we don't do. Apart from that, when we are in the classroom, also we should teach our students not to disrespect others. When someone gives an answer, every answer is valuable. Isn't it the same way? Even when we are having that training sessions, when we are into the training sessions, we have to respect others' opinions as well. And the last thing that we all have to uh, do is we have to avoid the distractions in the sense when we are sincerely into the training session, avoid flickering the mobiles and seeing there here, and also gamifying. All these must be avoided, right? Now, so the mystery object. Now, I would like to conduct a small activity, whereas all of your active participation is required, whereas our topic is itself active learning. Okay. Now, I'll give you a minute of time. You all have to fetch one simple object which is nearby you. One simple object. It could be pen. It could be anything. One simple object which is there around you. 1 minute of time will be given, and see that object thoroughly, observe, and let me know in what way are you able to think creatively by seeing that object. I shall expect the um, different answers. Like we have 21st century skills, right? All four C's. I would like to get the answers in such a way. 1 minute of time. Time is ticking. Right. I hope everyone found their objects. I would like to see your objects, which one you all have picked up. Any object which is nearby you, dear participants. Sandhya ma'am.
Hear me, ma'am?
Yeah. Hello, ma'am. What is the object that you have chosen?
Now, right now, there's a book in front of me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Very good. So now, what is the thing that you are going to teach your learners with that book? In what way?
Books come, usually, papers are done by the trees,
Mm-hmm.
and you can use the paper for writing notes.
Yes. Then,
Then that's what we take important notes, we draw all those things, ma'am.
yes. So even with the small objects also, we are able to think in a different way. Thank you very much, Sandhya ma'am. Even with that small object, we are able to think in a different way. See, even like for example, this pen is there, right? I have a pen. I am holding a pen. And if you could see this pen, observe it for 30 seconds. And if you put it in the hands of a toddler, he will try to somehow or the other way, he will try to explore the pen. He will open the cap and he will literally start scribbling. Maybe he may not hold it properly like this or like that, but he will try to explore it. isn't it? So even in today's world, the education, the CBSE, whatsoever it could be, it is literally telling us that we have to give some time to the children to explore. That is what active learning, which is completely opposite to the rote learning. Okay, now pen. Here, when you take this pen, you will write something which is leaving a lasting mark. Like for example, in a book, you will reflect on today's day-to-day life, and whenever, even after 20 years, when you open that book, you are literally able to read what you have written on so and so date, isn't it? So one simple pen, you are having such a beautiful memories carried till the next 20 years. Even for example, the cup, the tea cup, right? Even when for suppose you are gifting a cup to your learner, or you are showing a cup to your learner, that means student. So what are you supposed to do in that? Are you filling with anything? We, as the facilitators, we fill that cup with complete wisdom, the knowledge, and we fill their minds with knowledge actually every day, isn't it? Then coming to the key, a small key, lock and key. So assume that you have gifted your learner a small lock or the key. So what are you telling your learner? That means key is actually where you can use it to unlock your power to educate yourself, right? Every day learning is everyday basis process that we all have to perform day to day to enhance our thinking levels, to enhance our creativity, collaboration. Everyday learning process must be done. Okay, that is what the mystery object activity is. Now in this session, what are we going to learn? The objectives and the outcomes. As you could see on the screen, understand the concept of active learning. So in this session, we are going to learn about the active learning, the concept, what is active learning actually. And we are going to explore the learner-centered strategies, right? What are the learner-centered strategies? Nowadays, we are all following the hands-on experience or experiential level strategies like think, pair, share, right? Or flip the classroom. These are all learner-centered strategies, right? And we are going to develop engagement techniques for classrooms, right? What do we learn from this? That means what are the learning outcomes? Increased student learning. That means the student, apart from rote learning, he eventually gets active into the learning, and so that he will imbibe into that learning process, and he will grasp that whatever the content that he is reading or writing or taking part in as an experiential learning, right? Enhanced critical thinking and problem solving skills. So as we have come across one activity, by seeing an object we will think, and what all the things that we can do. We will be thinking, reflecting, and putting up our ideas, and we come across what all we learned, isn't it? Like how Sandhya ma'am did. Then greater student ownership of learning. See, whenever we give some kind of ownership to the student, that today this topic you are going to learn and present it in front of everyone. So, isn't the child putting his complete effort in learning that topic? Isn't the child or the student putting up his effort in grasping the knowledge from different resources? It could be parent, it could be facilitator, it could be digital resource, anything, isn't it? And more engaging and inclusive classroom environment. As I said, you think, pair, share. So this activity is actually a collaborative activity where we will engage different set of students in order to come up with beautiful ideas. Right? These are the learning objectives and outcomes. Now, what is active learning? Can anyone give me the definition for active learning in your own words? I don't want any terminologies which are from the Google or anything. In your own words, I want the definition for active learning. Yes?
Ma'am, whatever we are teaching to the students in the classroom, whether a story or a rhyme or anything related to their academics, when they
Yes.
listen and they able to implement that or understand that, that is called active learning.
Yes, correct. Unlike passive learning, we put up the children into the activities which are useful for them, which are not like simply passing the time on, simply passing that 40 minutes of time, and we don't tell it as, we don't put a card like this is what active learning is. We actually put up some time dedicated to that activity, out of which the student will get such kind of knowledge into their minds that they can further put in their works, right? Then difference between passive and active learning. What is the difference between passive and active learning?
Ma'am, passive learning is whether the teacher is teaching and she is not bothered whether students are listening or not, whether they have understood the topic or not. And active learning is teacher is happy to explain and the students are happy to learn and they are able to
Correct.
give the answer and they are able to reciprocate whatever the teacher is saying.
Yes, exactly. So, like teacher, the facilitator itself providing the platform to the student to explore. Right? That is what active learning. Passive learning is like rote learning. The teacher keeps on discussing the topic, and the teacher will not put up any question to the child or the student where the teacher may not assess the child whether they have learned the topic or they were simply body present mind absent kind of state, right? So that is the difference between passive and active learning. Now, benefits of student achievement and engagement. So any answers for this? Benefits of student achievement and engagement. Can anyone give their answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Yeah. So when students, when students take part actively in the classroom session or in any activity, so obviously they are engaged. And when they achieve something, whether it's a rank or prize or position or appreciation, so they feel,
Yes.
happy and excited for the next class, and they are the ones who keep waiting for this kind of teacher who involves and engage them. That's what I feel.
Correct. Yes. So, benefits of student achievement and engagement is nothing but when we provide the good platform for them, they will be having the improved communication skill. That means they will share their knowledge between one or two children. And let us say, suppose a classroom consists of 30 students, and when one child is called out and whom they are given the opportunity to speak in front of their peers, they will be exploring. Like one will be adding one point to the topic, the other student may add up the other point. So likewise, there will be the discussion elaborated, and hence the students will get benefited with that collaborative and engageful activities, the classroom. Right? Next. Role of a teacher. Facilitator rather than lecturer. So lecturer is whom do we call a lecturer?
Ma'am, lecturer are basically in the college. I think those who give only explain the lesson and they are not thinking whether students are listening or not. I think lecturer in college.
Lecturer,
Ma'am,
yes. Maybe
lecturer,
like as you said, college. Yes.
ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
lecturer according to me is like a teacher who is just explaining herself without involving and engaging the student. And facilitator means the
Yes.
students are actively participating and she is just guiding them.
Correct. So here the lecturer is the one who doesn't give time to the student. Completely right from minute 1 to minute 40, the lecturer will always continuously giving lectures where the teacher, I mean, the lecturer will not give time to share the child's knowledge. That means they are not eliciting the answers, where they are not giving the platform to the child to explore, to creatively think about an object. So that is the lecture method. And facilitator. And we are called as the facilitators, not the teachers. So earlier, when we were studying, we used to have the teachers where they used to provide as kind of teaching the lecture method and all. We nowadays we are called as facilitators in such a way that we provide the opportunity to the child, we facilitate everything in all the aspects, and we will give time to the child to explore. That means, like for example, when a child had to learn, um what do we call, when a child had to learn about water conservation, why water conservation is important, right? So we will give that topic to the children in the classroom, and we will give everyone the time, like let us take 1 to 2 minutes of time, so that everyone will be jotting down the points, at least maybe 2 to 3 points each child can be noting down. Right, later the next 3 to 4 minutes, we will be giving the time to pair up with different set of students, so that each pair will have the time to share their thoughts. That means one might be giving 1 point, the other pair from that, the other student from that pair might be adding one more point. And later on, after 3 to 4 minutes, each pair will be called in front of the classroom, so that each pair will be sharing their knowledge, their points, what they have noted in their notes, so that the overall the classroom is having collaborative activeness, right? Critical thinking happened, then communication happened, and also the creativity happened. So here active learning is nothing but when we include that 20th century skills, all 4 C's. Those are creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking, right? So now questioning and prompting. It is not like when you question to the child which is unclear, can the child give the answer clear? The child give the answer clearly when the question or the prompt is incomplete or unclear? No, they cannot. Right? So we have to be clear with whatever the instructions we give to the children, right? So that they can come up with their ideas. Then creating an inclusive learning environment. So, what do you understand by this inclusive learning environment? What is the meaning for this inclusive learning environment? Anyone? Inclusive term, inclusive. Yes.
When all the
Anyone?
students when all the students are involved, everyone is participating, everyone is listening to teacher and responding also. Means they are mentally present as well
Correct.
in class and they're listening to teacher.
Yes. When we are mentally present, we are actively listening, it- in- students are involved into the learning environment, then that is joyful for a teacher, the facilitator. Right? So we have facilitator have the beautifully created questions and the prompts for the children to grasp their attentiveness in the, it's not that in go class and you the top students. It's not like that. That's why we all made this plan very in advance so that we have such an activity created so that set of toppers, I mean, the ones who can grab the sorry for the inconvenience. There was a power fluctuation. Yes. So before getting into the class, we need to have that lesson plans well in advance, which were curated as per the differentiated student levels. Like we have good achievers, we have slow bloomers, we have moderate level students. So we have to draw down all such kind of activities which are related to the differentiated level students so that we can include all set of students into that particular engaging environment. Like for example, the achievers can be given the Bloom's taxonomy. We have Bloom's taxonomy, right? Levels. So we can give the top 5 to 6 set of questions to achievers. We can engage moderate level of students with the 3 and 4 steps. We can engage the slow bloomers with the 1 and 2 set of questions so that all together we can just glue all the level of students together and create that such a beautiful active classroom and providing timely feedback. See, whenever the learner comes to you and you have to give the proper feedback to them, if not, the child may feel degraded or demotivated when the teacher, the facilitator, is not giving the right feedback for them. Right? Eventually, when you give such right feedbacks to the children, the learner, they may have the scope of improvising themselves. They'll have some time reciprocating what they have learned, right? And they may improvise their faulty spaces, right? Such kind of environment we can provide when we are giving the prompt feedback and the right feedback. We actually have to avoid giving the wrong feedbacks to the children. Of course, there may be the facilitators who pat their back. Yes, you have done it well, but you have to subtly tell that you have done a great job, my dear, but you have to minimally change this kind of thinking level to the other kind so that you are encouraging as well as giving the right feedback and giving the platform for the student to change their way of thinking, right? Now, what are the strategies that we all can inculcate in our day-to-day life in order to provide active learning provide active learning? So the first one is think, pair, share. So I have already discussed what is that think, pair, share. So thinking, you You will be giving one topic in the classroom. That means on the board, you will be writing one topic. Based on that topic, you will give some time to the children to think over. And each and every student will be jotting down the points. Then you will give some time for the children to pair up, or you will give the chance to pair up among themselves, or you will choose the pair, and they will be sharing their thoughts among themselves. And later, again, after some discussion, the pair will come in front of the children, the whole classroom. They will share their ideology. So that is how the one way where we can include all the children to participate actively. Then jigsaw learning. Can anyone tell me about jigsaw learning? What is jigsaw learning? Anyone? Right. Jigsaw learning is nothing but like peer teaching. Both jigsaw learning and peer teaching comes close hand in hand, where it is enabling one to teach the other child, whereas here the one who is teaching also acquires knowledge after reading it, and also the one who is listening will get the knowledge of learning the wisdom, learning the topics. Right? Gallery walk. What is this gallery walk? What is this gallery walk?
Learning by seeing.
Learning by seeing. Very good. So that is why we all have the subject enrichment charts in all the classrooms, isn't it? Every classroom will be having that dedicated soft board, which is divided into different subjects, and each subject will have one chart provided there, and that chart will be having the content what they are learning that week or that month, so that one time or once or twice they will come across that subject charts, and they will learn by seeing it. And we also have different kinds of learners, where one can learn with auditory. That means the one can learn by just by listening. The other student may learn just by seeing. The other student may learn just by sensing, right? Like blind people and all. The other people can learn kinesthetic way. That means experiential learning, right? So, in such a way, we have to provide different varieties of learning, learning materials to the students. Now, peer teaching, as I said, jigsaw learning and peer teaching is going hand in hand. Brainstorming. What do you understand by brainstorming? What is brainstorming?
Asking about previous knowledge.
Yes, eliciting the answers using the previous knowledge. Yes, any more? Anything else, ma'am? Right. So brainstorming is nothing but it is the initiative. It is the initial stage of introducing the topic to the learners. Like, for example, if you wanted to teach about latitude and longitude, right? There you will talk about different planets first. Before that, teaching about the latitude and longitude, you will talk about the sun, the stars, the planets, and how far it is. Then you will go into deeper with the latitudes and longitudes, isn't it? So, the initial stage of knowledge that each and every learner will be having, we will be giving that tinge or a pinch, so that the learner will have that curiosity to inculcate in that active learning. That means they will put up their complete concentration in the further discussion of that lesson. Then exit tickets. What do you understand by exit tickets?
Take away, ma'am,
Any?
from the topic.
Yes, it is like a takeaway, right? That means after the lesson or after the topic that you have taught in the class will be getting into the minds of the learners. I do understand, but you will be assessing the student.
Quick
Assessing,
assessment,
you
ma'am.
will. Yes,
Ma'am,
yes,
A
means
quick
by
assessment to
asking
check the student knowledge.
yes,
by
ma'am.
asking
By asking,
by asking question to the students, right? What they
yes,
have
by
learned.
correct. By asking the question to the student, we will be expecting the answers. That means the child or the learner is reflecting upon the topic, what they have learnt that day in that particular period. Okay. So that is how the child will be able to remember at least one topic. Whatever the topic that he or she is reflecting upon is the thing that they will not forget at any point of time. That is why this exit tickets were asked frequently in the classroom soon after the completion of the chapter or a topic. Now, questioning techniques. So we have different kinds of questions. It is not like that. Sorry, there is an error. Wait time. Okay. We have different kinds of question papers, isn't it? We give the like formative assessments, summative assessments. We provide the question papers. In that, we include these kind of questions as well. Apart from that, such kind of questions we can include in our day-to-day discussions also, in order to elicit the answers, in order to include the child in the learning process. Like, what are these open-ended questions? How can you analyze this open-ended questions? Yes,
Can you describe this classroom? Can you describe this classroom? This is open-ended question. They'll speak more about it. If they are asked
correct.
close-ended questions, they just with a yes or no.
Yes, correct. Open-ended means
Ma'am, in this open
we
question,
can
you will get, yeah, ma'am,
yes. Yes, Deepa
possible
ma'am.
answers. Like, for example, what do you think, what will happen? Ma'am, if you say, like, what do you think, what will happen if plant, you know? So this type of questions, if you ask in the class, or how would you describe your favorite season and why?
Correct.
These are the types of
Right.
open-ended
So
questions.
on the whole, we can tell it as we can get multiple perspective answers. That means there is no right or wrong, but we may expect different variety of answers for that question, so that we are eventually touching each and every kind of student, or of all the differentiated level students. Higher order thinking questions. Now, what do you understand by this higher order thinking questions? Higher order, HOTS. We also know that lots and HOTS, lower order thinking questions, higher order thinking questions. What do you understand by HOTS?
Ma'am, higher order thinking questions are like they have to think beyond the topic, other
Yes,
like plan B kind of thing. And
yes, correct.
these higher order thinking questions mostly comes under the in the Bloom's taxonomy in the create uh, level.
Create level, yes,
Creativity,
analysis,
analysis.
evaluation, creativity. So such kind higher order thinking, by the name itself we can understand that higher order thinking, that means beyond the level of the chapter what we are having in the textbook. Like, for example, even when we have to, after reading a lesson, after going through the lesson, the child may be asked the inferential question. That means, based upon this situation, what can you analyze? How can you overcome that problem? Here, you are giving the learner the time and the thinking ability, that create critical thinking ability to overcome that problem solving situation. right? So in such a way, you are providing all the 360-degree environment for a student to explore and learn and put up his or her knowledge, right? Wait time. What is this wait time? Wait time.
Wait time is like after asking a question, we have to give them a certain time to understand the question and then answer it. Probably 3 to 5 seconds.
Correct, right? So they are learners. They need some time.
When
So
when
that is why whenever, yes, sir.
when teacher asks a question and just he just pauses or stops for means he gives time to students to think, right? So that's a wait time, I guess.
Correct. Yes, correct. That's what. Wait time is like they are learners, sir, actually. So we have to give some time. They are not experienced people, right? Whenever the question is given to them, we must give them some time in such a way that they will have that ability to, okay, this is the question and this is the answer probably. So that when we give such time, even they will come up actively to give the answers. If we are not giving like a lecture method, we just put up a question, give the answer, and if he or she is not giving the answer, we go to the next person. It is not like that. Wait time. When we give that wait time, even the child feel that secure feeling. Okay, the my teacher is waiting for me to give the answer and I have to give one answer, and he or she will be giving probably the right or wrong answer, but we are taking that valuable answer from them. That means they feel elevated that the teacher is waiting for him or her to give the answer, whether it is right or wrong, so that they will come up or they will feel like fearless to give the answer. Later on, we can think about the right and wrong answers, but we have to come up with that technique to avoid that stage fear, and also the fear of talking in front of their peers. Okay, probing questions. So what do you understand by probing questions? Probing, the word probing questions.
Ma'am, to
Yes, Deepa
ask
ma'am.
clear explanation. For example,
Mm-hmm.
just now I asked the question, like a
Hmm.
teacher will ask a question, why plants need sunlight, So the student will answer like to prepare food. So like
Hmm.
the teacher can ask, how can you explain how they can make food? So this is a probing like to get a deeper and clear understanding of the question or of the particular topic.
Exactly. Right? When the teacher put up a question, the teacher, just waits for the justification of that question. So the child will give one answer.
In
Maybe
short, we
like
can
a
say
question. Yes,
in
sir.
short we can say follow-up questions. We can say follow-up
Hmm.
questions. Means
Yes.
means probing questions or follow-up questions as well, right? When
Yes.
when a student answer the question, so we can ask the why. So he will take
Hmm.
more time to think, and then he will polish it.
Justification.
Yeah, justification. He'll justify his
Yes.
answer.
Correct, sir. Correct. So probing questions are only to encourage the children to give the answers. Like in a critical thinking fashion, they'll have to think about any particular topic. Like they'll be giving us one answer, and when we put up a question, why did you give that answer? Justify your answer, so that they will extend their thinking ability beyond that answer, so that we can give that activeness to the child in answering the question, so that thinking level also improves. Now, collaborative learning. So, one of the 21st century skills, collaborative learning. Collaboration means
Collective.
Together
To
in
work
group.
together. To
collective.
work together.
Yes. So, yes, correct. So, collaborative learning, here we talk about benefits of group work. So, when a task is given to the child, when the same task is given to one individual child and a group of people, whom do you think they are working on? Whom do you think they work better on that project? Is it an individual child or a grouped children? A project is given to one single child. The same project is given to let us take 3 to 4 children together. Whom do you think they work
Ma'am.
appropriately and up to the mark?
Group.
Group. Why? Because they are eventually putting up four different, let us take 3 to 4 children are putting up their ideologies. So four different ideologies are putting together and they are exploring that particular project in a different ways, four different ways. That means improvising, right? Maybe one or two might give the what do we call, which are not related to the project, but the other one might be giving the right inputs to that particular project, but individual one cannot complete that project completely with the positive out and full output. Individual one. Why? Because they only have one ideology and they may not have that strength to finish up within the stipulated time. Four brains and 8 hands, isn't it? So the work completes quickly, whereas your one brain and 2 hands cannot complete it quickly, whereas the child may feel low when they have to work on that unknown things. Okay, so collaborative learning, the child may come to know about that project with their peers, right? That is what group work. Then effective grouping strategies. So, what do you understand by effective grouping strategies? Can anyone tell me? Effective grouping strategies. We all know that we are familiar with our learners, isn't it? So we will put up differentiated learners with different people, isn't it? We don't put up all the achievers into one part. We don't put up all the slow bloomers into one part. We will put up the achiever, slow bloomer, and the moderate level students together in a particular group, isn't it? And also we will have to have that ability to put up the learners into the effective groups where they are good at, right? We have to see their collaboration level with the peers. We have to see their ability to understand. We have to see their healthy relationships with their friends, the peers. Okay, then accountability in teams. So it is not that one might make a mistake, or the same project where the group was given, and assume that the project was a failure piece, right? So will the child take that accountability? No, it is completely my mistake, right? Did you ever see such kind of accountability in any of the learners? Very rarely we could see, right? So accountability in teams, that means when one team is nothing but all together working on it. Group is only like what do we call, like leader and boss kind of. Boss will be ruling everyone. Leader will take up their people to the higher positions, including him, isn't it? So that is the difference between what do we call team and group. Here team is nothing but when the people, all the students who are there in that team have that particular accountability. Yes, we may have failed now, but let us rectify this problem and overcome that difficulty and put up our final project into a fruitful solution, right? Such accountability must be there among the students. Right now, technology for active learning. So we have plenty of online platforms where we can include the children into the active participation. Right? Interactive quizzes, Kahoot, we have quizzes, right? We have different kinds of websites where we can provide the active learning platforms to the children. All such different kinds of color shades, the patterns, the what do we call, the cartoons, everything which actually brings up the interest in the child to participate in such kind of quizzes. Right? Polls, what you all know, the polls, right? When you give when you put up such polls, and even in the WhatsApp we have that polls, isn't it? Like Google Forms, wherever we could say that polls, the children nowadays, we could see many of the grammar classes who are putting up that polls. They'll be giving one question, the stem, and four options will be given. The learner will be clicking on one particular option so that the poll increases. And it is okay that we don't know the right answer there, but finally later the one who is conducting that poll will be giving the answer. But poll is giving the right answer. Many of us might know the right answer, so the poll increases, and it gives that immense interest in one learner to actively participate. Now, educational gamification. We have come across many games, right? Even word building. We have what do we call, recently I have conducted in my school the figurative language, sorry, idioms class with the educational gamification. There are plenty of online websites where you can put just grab into that topic, just get into that topic, and you eventually give the gist of that topic. And with such active online quizzes, online gamification, random questions, they will learn the topic very well. That means they will have the complete knowledge about that. Okay, this is this. So such kind of educational gamifications we can take into our classrooms. Collaborative documents, like recently I have come across Mentimeter, and apart from Mentimeter, where we can put up our ideas. One Mentimeter sheet will be given to one whole team where the session is going on. All the participants will be putting up their ideologies into that document. Same like our Google Sheet, we will be sharing it with our colleagues, right? The same way, when we take up the online sessions, or when we take up any homework tasks with that Google Sheet or the Mentimeter sheet, all the students will have, okay, today I have to put up my ideology into this topic, so that they will come across actively to share their ideas. Right? Now, assessing active learning. So, what do you understand by assessing active learning? Are we putting up any marks here? Yes. How are we assessing the child in the active learning? Are we having the children, the students who are giving all the right answers only? Even the toppers, the top achievers also may have the stage fear to give the answers, isn't it? But the slow bloomer may have fearless speaking skills. That means slow bloomer may have such attitude that though they don't know the answer, they wanted to randomly give the answer. So that is what we are going to assess. That means we have to see the actual engagement in the class and also learning. So when we are about to assess active learning, we have to see the learning level of the child, also the active participation of the child. So, for such things, we have to maintain the observation checklist. So what are these observation checklists? Anyone? Observation checklist. Right. So it is only to manage and monitor the engagement of the each learner. Right. We could see different level of students where they are good at engaging themselves in learning. But of course, they might have the difficulty in remembering all the content what they are learning. So even for such things, we have to put up the checklist and we have to reward them in such a way that actively part, that is what we have the performance chart in our classrooms, isn't it? We will put up the stars encouraging them in order to encourage them to learn and even more actively participating in further classes, right? Then exit tickets, we will also assess the child using that exit ticket. That means soon after the completion of a concept discussion, they will be reflecting upon one question which is given by the facilitator. So, after collecting that exit tickets, you will analyze, you will assess all the exit tickets where the child is reflecting upon the topic in a right manner. Right? Even for that also you will even for that also you will assess. Peer assessment, usually we will have this peer assessment when we take up like textual exercise tests or the class test or the slip test or the dictation. Peer assessment is also a good level of active learning where one learner may have the ability to learn from his or her friend only. Right? There are differentiated learners, as I said earlier. One learner might have the ability to learn from his or her friend only. Right? That is how it is helping that particular learner to learn. Isn't it? Then reflective journals. So, what is this reflective journal? Anyone reflective journal? Anyone? Right. Reflecting means when the student is reflecting upon their own ideology. Like, for example, they were going by road. Okay, they were going by road and suddenly they have come across a person who met with an accident. Right? The child has eventually helped as per his limit. Okay, soon after that, when he returned home, he will be taking up his personal diary. He will be writing the thing what he had experienced for that day or for that particular situation. So, when the child is given the opportunity to write or reflect upon their things, day to day life schedule, one fine day when they read all those things, they can easily able to identify what is right, what is wrong, and furthermore in what way they can rectify themselves in the next situations. Right? That is how the reflective journals will be helping. Now, what are the challenges and solutions in this active learning? Like, usually, active learning is providing the solutions. These challenges are from the rote learning, as well as few challenges are even we are facing nowadays as well. So, limited participation. If we are not putting up the children into the active learning, there will be the scope of there will not be the scope of actively participating. They will not have the exploring nature. They will be timid. They cannot focus upon their particular topic and eventually furthermore. Right? For such things, we have a solution called structured activities. Structured activities means that is where we write the lesson, we write in the lesson plans. Day one, this activity has to be taken. So that is what structured, the planned agenda. right? Then time management. When you have such structured activities, you will have the clear instructions, so you will be able to finish off that particular thing in the stipulated time, right? Then diverse learners. That is where we use the Bloom's taxonomy, grouping, right? You will give 5 and 6 level type of questions to the achievers, 3 and 4 to the moderate level, 1 and 2 to the slow bloomers, right? That is how you are engaging all the level of students, so that eventually when you put up such gradual such kind of group in the class, they will gradually improvise, and these slow bloomers may come to the moderate level, so that we are putting the pinch to their thinking ability. Classroom management. So when you have to manage the classroom, where a disturbed classroom is there, we have to define their roles, so that this particular learner, this particular child has the designated role of maintaining the class silently, and this particular child has the role of collecting all the almanacs, and this particular child will have the role of collecting all the homeworks. So designated roles will be given. The one child will be taken into the role of disciplinary monitor. The one child will be taken into the role of uniform check, to maintain the uniform checklist. Like that, when you are differentiating or defining the roles of the student, they'll be engaged in all the aspects, so that they will not get distracted in the classrooms. So any questions here? Any questions, my dear participants? Thank you for providing this platform to speak about. We had a good discussion upon active learning, and I am expecting any Q&A session among our participants. Yes, Ravi sir.
Yes, ma'am, Vaishnavi ma'am. So I request the
Yes, sir.
participants who have been throughout the session to come forward and give your valuable feedback. That would be really encouraging for the resource person. Okay. So thank you one and all for being a part of this particular session. Thank you, Vaishnavi ma'am, for a wonderful session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Excuse me, sir.
Ma'am,
Yes.
thank you. Wonderful session, ma'am. This
From
Sandhya.
Chandigarh, from Chandigarh.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I wanted to thank Vaishnavi ma'am, especially Ravi sir, of
Thank
course,
you.
because he is the one who arranges these session for us. And best part in the workshop was that you have made the presentation where only to the point content was written. That is the best part. Generally, people
Thank you.
put a lot of text there. So that is what
Thank you.
I really liked, along with the content and explanation. Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you one and all. So that's all for today. We will